A coherlach dús bar bhhailm mo go háirteachas a gáháil dit. Ní leabhar a bíthagam ná gur ndéanamh tú job den kids go agus go mbeidh tú díograseach onracha agus féráilte ag deanamh an job seo agus tá mé lán cinnte fi sin agus guim ráte ar the rubber and shin. I want, as I said a moment ago, to congratulate you on your election to this very prestigious high office. I wish you well in it. I worked with you on the Good Friday Agreement Committee for a long time and found your work there impressive and committed, and I certainly wish you well in your present role. It's of course a big day for your family and I wish them well too. I think very briefly I want to race through another few references to people and then suggest a challenge that faces this House or two. I think Dennis O'Donovan merits mention today in very positive terms for his good work, and I think that's a universal view and doesn't need elaboration. I think my colleague and my constituency colleague and friend, Senator Wilson, who I know contested for this office, also merits congratulations for that participation and for his personal integrity, and his services and his qualities will still be available to this House in other ways. I'm very delighted that my good friend, who inspires me a lot in our work, and Regina Doherty is the leader of this House, and I'll tell you why. What I think. I think people show their true mettle or lack of it in the face of adversity, and Regina Doherty was confronted with personal and national adversity recently, and she shone through brilliantly. And that's the measure of somebody. That's an indomitable spirit that cannot be repressed and that's there for the right reason. And I'm delighted that you will lead this House. I equally wish Lisa Chambers well as Deputy Leader of the House and wish her every personal success in that role. I think Jerry Buttermore, my colleague and friend, set a very high standard as leader last year. I think that's a universal view in the House. He showed erudition, fairness, and a capacity to knit people and bring people together, and I think that was very, very important. I just welcome the new colleagues who are here. They've clearly, a lot of them have spoken, and it's very clear that they are high-calibre people. I also welcome all the people who are back, who were back here, and I would say that our old colleagues, our former colleagues rather, from the last Senate today can be a difficult and emotional day for them, and I certainly wish them well, and I think they've done themselves proud, and that's what matters, that you do things right when you're meant to do them, and whatever happens after is a bonus. I think there are a few serious challenges facing this House in the context of the national tragedy that we've had recently and the international tragedy. And the challenge to this House is to be part of the solution, to propose solutions and to work in the various areas to achieve solutions. I think one of the biggest challenges confronting this House is to address the question of how we care for our elderly, how we, in future, provide facilities for elderly in terms of elderly accommodation, retirement villages, dispersed housing, and of course satisfactory nursing homes, and very importantly that we augment and improve the role of carers in the home, the full-time carers who are on the carers allowance, that we make that a much more attractive package, and that we increase and put on a statutory basis home care packages across the House. And I think across the country, and for every old person who wants, or ill person who wants to avail of them. I think that's a fundamental challenge in the area of the care of the elderly. Another fundamental challenge, and it ties so well into the fact that we have the green agenda at the forefront now, is that we provide the facilities in every town in Ireland in terms of digital hubs and facilities to provide communal, local working. and thus reduce traffic, but not isolate people in their own homes exclusively, so that people can work in the villages and towns in communal situations and not suffer personal isolation and a certain depression that could go with totally living at home. But I think that's a very important challenge, and I think it's good that the broadband plan, which is something that I've been a great advocate for, and my good friend Senator Dooley would remember working with me on the committee. We worked together on the committee that pushed the broadband plan through. And I think that broadband plan is crucial to the home working. And that's another great challenge. It's clearly a great challenge for this Senate that we address the entire question of childcare, that we look at augmenting the state element of childcare, the early childhood education, the state element, the element that can be accessed by everybody and that can be affordable to everybody. And I think, lastly, among the many, many challenges to this Seanad that we must pose solutions to, that we must be part of the solution. And if you talk about Seanad reform, real Seanad reform rests, as the previous speaker said, in the quality of all of our work and in the quality of our collective effort. There is Seanad reform. It's not about structures. So another great challenge, I think, is to address the entire area of education and third-level education in a very specific, and the various education sectors in the context of possible further outbreaks of COVID or other pandemics in the future, and how we can get online learning go into place, how we can also, and provide the infrastructure for everyone to avail of that, but also how we can have the young people of our country have the university experience also, which is so critical, a part of a formation for those who can avail of it. There's so many areas. There's obviously, and lastly, and it would be remiss of me not to mention this, given my background and constituency, there's a challenge to provide, as is in the programme for government, but to give it action immediately, and to give it teeth and give it depth and quality, and give it real money, a REP scheme that will incentivise the farmers who want to do the right thing by their environment, a really good REP scheme. So those are the things that we must be relevant on and relevant about. I'm very confident that with the leader we have in Regina Doherty and with her experience, that she will lead that she will lead a movement towards making our contributions so relevant that they're taken up and something's done with them. Thank you.